everything. Good money, baby. Where am I gonna sit this? And they got tripods and stuff. I don't ever use it. I just gotta get in the habit of.
Oh man, getting the feel of it.
Yeah.
That's why I said that's how you want it.
Okay, I'm gonna just do that. Then when we talk, then I can put my camera on you. Good money, baby. It's your girl Diamond. I'm back with another bag talk. Y'all already know how I'm coming with this bag talk on this Saturday morning. I hope y'all having a blessed Saturday morning, getting to this good money, baby. Today's topic, we're going to talk about how can you make money from book publishing. Y'all sleeping on book publishing is one of them things where you can collect royalties and passive income. Once you write a book, then, hey, if people buying it, it can be a book you wrote 10, 20 years ago. But if people still want to buy it, that's money you making without moving a finger. So I do have a special guest today. His name is Keith Brockman. What do you want to introduce yourself, Keith?
How you doing? My name is Keith Brockman. I recently changed my name to Casper Bones back in February, so that's what I legally go by
Casper
now.
Bones.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
But I do still, allow people to call me Keith because, that's been 30 years. I can't expect nobody to change that overnight. So.
Exactly.
But I do still answer. I'm not ashamed of, being called Keith or Brockman. None of that at all. It's just something I did for myself, started my own legacy. That's it.
Nice. So again, y'all, I got Keith in the studio today, and we're going to talk about how could you make money from book publishing. Again, book publishing is one of them things where you can make royalties, and royalties is basically a payment that's made to an individual, and it's the definition. Payment that's made to an individual or company for the use or ongoing use of their original work, such as art, music, books, copyrights, patents, franchises, intellectual property, and etc. So when y'all hear old songs and movies and stuff, they get paid a royalty off of that because they get licenses to use that person's art. I have one of Keith's books, Straight from the Heart.
My very first book.
This was the first one? I remember
book.
when I bought it and you did sign and autograph it. So
thank
you so much.
No edits.
Yes. Just a little background how I met Keith when I don't know if people remember, but I interviewed the real Freeway, Ricky Ross, and we was at a comic book store in, where is it, Fairview Heights?
Nerds comic book store.
Yeah, so that's how I met Keith. Keith was there. He was already talking to us about his books and stuff like that. So Keith, real quick, how did you get into book writing? How did you decide, I want to write books? Because I was reading your book and I'm like, dang, these are straight little short poems. And I enjoyed it because it was on point. And then it was real situations. Mm-hmm. So how did you get into book writing?
Man, actually, I never had any intentions on writing books. I actually hated English in school. Still do to this day. But
that was my favorite topic.
But honestly, even with that, poetry, that was always my favorite subject. But, just going through things over life, my life experiences and stuff like that, I was always writing poetry. Mm-hmm. And, at a certain point, it got to, I wanted to share it because I feel like certain things, like you said, the situation, talk about real life situations. So I feel like, so other people may need to hear it, even though it's not my story. They still need the experience.
Exactly.
And a couple of people, I think Jeanette Story, one of my older mentors from growing up as my childhood, is like, man, baby, you need to write a book. And that's the thing, I just got a couple of those older ones and just put them together and put it out there.
Nice.
Like I said, that's raw and uncut.
Yeah.
The ones I redid it recently, so those are more edited and up to date. So I hope y'all like the new one coming out. That's Straight from the Heart 3. It's actually the final one in this series.
Okay. I ain't got two. I just got Straight from the Heart. This is the first one Keith done. And he already on 3, so.
And you can get them all on Amazon. Google Straight from the Heart, and they all should come up.
And I'm glad you brought up Amazon because for people who don't know, Amazon is the lick when you want to come to book publishing and even e-publishing. I was doing some research on that, and it looked like it says, with the rise of the internet and digital technology, self-publishing has become a popular alternative to the traditional publishing. So there's no more gatekeeping, really. Like, you ain't gotta go to somebody and try to get a book deal. You can actually go to Amazon and publish your books, self-publish your books. Anybody can self-publish. There's digital formats like an ebook or an audio book. And you can have your books online, like Keith just said. So have you ever thought about doing an audio or an ebook?
Actually, on my second book, Two Faces Pure Heart, the guy I was originally supposed to write it with, he ended up passing before we could actually complete it together. So I had to take that book specifically in an entirely different direction. Yeah. So we were planning to do an audio book for that one, but ever since then, like, I just never even touched bases on it again.
Okay. I'm sure you will, though. Like, yeah, that's something you probably, yeah. That's awesome, because Keith don't only write books, but like I said, y'all, this is a passive income. He will get royalties outside of his other streams of income by just writing a book. And how many pages is this book? Do you know?
I think that one specifically no more than 75.
No more than 75 pages, y'all. And like I said, it's short poems, basically, in his book. So, because a lot of people, when they think of books, they probably think like, dang, I got to write 100 pages, books. I got to write 300 pages. Or they probably thinking about their books in school or something like that, how thick they were.
It has to be, because even like back in my high school days, like my mom would help me with majority of my English papers, not because I couldn't do it, because I ain't want to. Right. Who trying to sit down and write a paper at 2-3 o'clock?
Right.
But hey, it's life though.
That's what's up. So, like I was saying, y'all, licensing agreements can be made for a set period of time or forever. And they can even be passed through an estate. So, like, if Keith got kids, or if someone has kids and they're a book author, those royalties get passed down through an estate. Like, if something were to prematurely happen to you, your kids can eat off of this. Even when it comes to music, your kids can eat off of your music if you don't sell your publishing rights, where a lot of artists, they mess up doing that. Well, I ain't gonna necessarily say they mess up doing it, because they probably just trying to buy themselves out of that contract. So that's a lot of reason. That's most of the time, that's the reason why you see artists selling their masters and stuff like that.
And you gotta understand too, a lot of us not taught about masters or whatever we talking about now. So once you get in the game too deep, it's like, how can I get out? Now you scratching and fighting, like, and now they tell you on the back end, and you like, hey, what I'm gonna do now?
Exactly. It's like you have no choice at that point. So, like I was saying, it's one of them things, you got to know the business before you get in the business. Let's see. So I did a little research, and I'm going to keep going back and forth between me and Keith and my notes, but I did a little research. Good money, y'all. We talking about how can you make money off publishing books. And Keith, he does an amazing job. He writes his books and self-publish them on Amazon. Are they on any other like distribution?
No. Okay. I started on Lulu.com. That's why
Lulu.com.
I originally, they're another. That's why I originally started with, but just comparing them between Amazon, and not necessarily saying they're a bad company to go through, but what Amazon was offering at the time was best for what I needed. So I ended up switching everything over to Amazon, because I think the Amazon does have two packages. I know the one I chose for sure, I get the 70-30 split.
Okay.
But I did, like, I think the most work I did was finding somebody to do my cover art. But, like, I did everything in Word, uploaded everything myself. So, it's easy. Clicking buttons. That's it.
So, they basically, and I'm glad you brought up the option that you chose, because I think that's one of my notes. It said you can choose between two royalty options for each of your ebooks, the 35% royalty option and the 70% royalty option. So,
and another thing I do want to mention about Amazon is they have a global market. So you get markets in UK, Japan, anywhere overseas, North America, South America, all of them. That's wherever they got their markets are available at for your books. They got you.
And they create your book.
Yep. They put everything in format. They do all the printing for you. So like I said, all you have to do is upload. They do all the print work for you. And when you buy your author copies, you pay the print costs. And then Like,
but that come out of whenever you get a sale, right?
Yes.
Okay. See, that's a lick.
And they even tell you, like, if whatever their printing cost is, they'll give you a minimum sale price. And then you can go above or stay at that minimum. It's up to you. You got total control of how you want to run your operation.
Nice. For y'all who just tuning in, I got... Say your name again, your new name.
My new name, Casper Bones.
Casper Bones, formerly known as Keith Brockman. He is a self-proclaimed author. He writes his own books. Good money, baby. And he gets his royalties through Amazon. So, like, this whole new digital world and made it to where you don't have to be a traditional author doing traditional publishing, because you can do self-publishing, and that just makes it even better. Because traditional authors, I did a little research, they keep around 10% of their royalties, while self-published authors like Keith, I'm sorry if I keep calling
you. Go on, like I say, this fine.
Okay. Self-published authors like Keith, they keep around 60% and beyond, plus keep 100% of their rights. So when you're a traditional author, you looking for a book deal, you got to sign your rights away, like how most music artists, they sign their rights away once they get that major deal, versus being independent, you keep all of your royalties, all of your rights, unless you do like a distribution deal where they help distribute your product.
Because honestly, once you go, from my experience, when you go the traditional way in anything, you really only making your money off tours. Like,
yes.
So if you're not touring, especially, let's bring up the COVID situation when people can't tour, like what you doing on the back end while you sitting at home? What incomes you got coming in?
Especially if you don't already have that market or that audience. Yeah.
Anything you do business wise is based off your character. I promise you, you will learn that when you become an entrepreneur.
Yes. So how long you been writing books, Keith? How long has it been?
I think that first one, I released that first one in 2017.
Okay.
So since then, and like I said, this the last one of this series in 2023. I'm releasing it for my 30th birthday.
Nice.
And I don't know if I'm gonna keep writing books after that, or venture into something else. But I know, like, that series specifically, it's a wrap.
Yes. Again, y'all, just another stream of income, baby. Money that you could be making in your sleep, because the product is done. The product done. All you gotta do, somebody could go on Amazon and order one of his books, and he sleeps. So he didn't just made money in his sleep by having a book out there, y'all. What else did I want to say? Oh, also, as a self-publisher, you making all of the decisions as far as like your promotions, how you market. You can publish when you want. Your success basically depends on you and how well you reach your market, versus traditional authors. They gotta wait when the I was going to say the label, because I keep comparing it to music.
It kind of is, because they have book labels. Like,
right.
Because I think before I decided to self-publish, it was a company, I can't think of the name of it, but I know they wanted me to pay them $5,000 cash, and then they still wanted, I think it was like, I was only going to get about 20% of my royalties.
Nah, baby.
And that's what really made me go into self-publishing. Once they got deep offering it, I'm like, oh, nah, I might as well, if you offering this off something random I done just put together, I know I could do something better than that for myself.
Most definitely. So, I got David King in the comments. Shout out to David King. Good money, baby. He said, ask him what are his thoughts on digital audio books versus hardbacks.
I really can't say from a personal experience because I haven't ventured over in that area, but it's really depending on what market you're shooting for, because you got a lot of people that rather listen. You got a lot of people that rather read. So it's really who you know and what you're trying to strive for yourself, not as opposed to trying to compete with anybody else and whatever they got going on.
Right, that makes sense. And it's just one of them things, like, it's no rush. Again, when you're a self-publisher, you make the decisions when you want to drop your book. You make all of the decisions. You don't have to write on a book deal to tell you when you can drop. And again, traditional authors only getting about 10% of their royalties versus Keith getting between 60, 70, 80, and you keeping all of your rights. I wanted to ask you, so the Kindle Direct Publishing, that's through Amazon?
Yes.
Okay. And then they also said you can use an expanded distribution channel. Have you broadened off or branched off into the expanded distribution?
I think that's part of what I mentioned earlier. They like once you setting up your books and your prices and everything, they give you the option of which markets you want to distribute out into. But also they do have a it's called some type of global fund.
Okay.
Like, so they have a criteria where if you write a book about a certain amount of pages and then you get a certain amount of readers at a certain time, that you qualify for a fund through them, and they'll get you together.
Okay. That's deep. Like, you got me thinking, like, I need to put a book out.
Hey, man, you might as well with it. I'm telling you, with the economy these days, I was just telling my dad the other day, like, you know, you got right now bills, so you need right now money. So, you got whatever, any type of stream of income that you can find legitly, hey, get it. Because it's out here, I promise you. If anybody tell you ain't no money out here, hey, they lying to you.
They lying.
Ain't no reason nobody should be broke these days.
Clearly. Especially if Amazon doing everything. They putting, all you doing is submitting your words and they putting the book together. And they put it together when the person order it, right? So it's like on demand.
On demand.
I like that.
And like I said, even if you order your own order copy, it's on demand too, and they give you a bulk discount.
Nice. Where you can do sales, like keep the inventory. That's what's up. So yeah, for anybody who just tuning in, I have Keith Brockman. He's in here. He's he's a self-publishing author. So he publishes his own books. Okay. He don't have a book deal. He's doing it himself. And it's actually working in his favor because he gets to keep more of his royalties. Let's see. Let me look at my notes. What else did I have here? So basically, your royalties are essentially a way for creators, innovators, intellectual property owners, or landowners to earn money from their assets. So this is Keith's asset. This is an asset to Keith. And again, it's another way to make passive income. So we want to have multiple streams of income. So while somebody buying Keith's book, he doing other things. Like that's just that's extra money, you know, and he's not coming out of his pocket to even get this made. So yeah, like it's a million ways to make money, like Keith was saying, and Amazon gonna do all the work for you, baby. If you keep just sending your people to Amazon to buy your book, it's a wrap.
It's gonna add up because I'm talking about all you need is that one person to get in the right hands of that one person, and it's gonna take off from there. That's it.
Nice.
And you don't know how many other doors that it's gonna open for you. So like I said, it's not easy work at all. Trust and believe me, but.
Right, nothing easy. I don't ever want people to think like this just easy, like Keith don't have any challenges. You still got to do your research, know the business, make sure, you know, you getting your proper royalties and all of that. Have you heard of Publish Drive? How to make money writing a book, self-publish? No, it's a link that I saved here when I was doing some research. I don't know why. Probably because I was just trying to show the difference between somebody who's a traditional author and a self-published author. Let's see what else. We touched on the expanded distribution. Say the royalty rate is 40% of the book's list price effective in the distribution channel at the time of purchase, minus the printing costs and taxes and withholding. So when somebody go order Keith's book, again, he's not coming out of pocket. Somebody go order Keith's book on Amazon, and then Amazon is going to put the book together, and then they'll just charge you a printing cost at that time and whatever applicable taxes, which is not a lot at all, and then give him his royalty, baby. So that's...
you won't even have to do any extra work. Like they do all the breakdowns and splits and all that for you. So all you got to do is sit back and collect. So when it comes tax time, file your taxes. That's it. They give you a 1099 and everything.
I love that. And speaking of taxes, because, you know, and Keith, he does taxes too. I do taxes. But speaking of taxes, so your royalty payments will not be subject to... Let me see. This is a note I wrote. Royalty payments will not be subject to U.S. tax withholding once you have provided Amazon with a valid tax information. So basically, you'll be held responsible for paying your own taxes. And royalties are taxed as ordinary income on a Schedule E. So that's Schedule E is for like I said, artists, writers, inventors. You report your royalty income on that. And also a Schedule C. But, we don't want to get too deep into the tax part.
Yeah, because there's a lot of that's language that you got to be sitting down with somebody and break it down for them right there.
Yes.
That's another language for most people.
That's what's up. So have you done anything as far as like your marketing, as far as book signings, book tours, anything like that?
I did a book signing a few years ago before COVID, but I haven't done anything since, even marketing and promotion wise. And that's why my books aren't where they should be, because I got so much other stuff going on. It's like I said, doing book tours and even doing interviews like this have never been my interest. I have no intentions on doing it in the future, but because of you, I respect you, and the love I got for you, I'm gonna show up for you.
I love that.
All that other stuff, like I'm cool on it. I don't need the fame, the attention, none of that. Like, as long as I got income to take care of my family.
This quiet money.
Hey, on God.
This quiet money, baby.
And that's all I want. As long as my family's straight, I'm cool. That's it.
I can respect that. I can respect that. Like, nobody gotta know how you getting your money. Like, he's slanging books on the low. You hear me? That's a different type of hustle. I like that, because you really got me thinking about writing me a book. Like,
as you should, because somebody needs to hear your story.
Yeah.
You got, like I said, your audience may not be my audience. So, and even with my books, I tell everybody, like, there's something in there for everybody, but everything in there ain't for everybody.
Yeah.
So you gotta be open-minded when you open them pages.
And then, like, just imagine if you were to do more interviews like this, or, do a book signing, you would definitely get more sales on your books. But I be seeing you post on social media. You will post an insert, something that's in the book. You always posting poems. And I love how so supportive you are, Keith. Like, and you don't discriminate. You show love.
Everybody.
Yes, even in the back of your book. Even in the back of your book, you got hold up, I'm gonna show the people. He got pictures of his family in here. Yeah, this man is he got pictures of his family. He's shouting everybody out. A special shout out to my family. Support my dad with his lawn care, and then you got his email there. Support my cousin Duke Liddell, Real People Clothing, and he's pretty popular with the Real People clothing. You got the Real People shirt on the back of this. Support cousin. Keith shows love. I don't know too many people who would do this. Like, this supposed to be highlighting you, and you got in the back of your book where you can go support other people, even out of town. You got your cousin in Memphis that do tattoos. You got their Instagram handle in here. Like, bruh, you show love.
Like, even on the newer books, like, that's why one of the reasons I switched to Amazon, because they let you upload like color logos and everything. Like that. So the newer books, they got the color logos and all that. Hey, it gets better and better. I promise you.
That's
Amazon,
what's up.
The way to go.
So when you, like you said, you had somebody do the cover and the back, and then you just upload the picture to Amazon. Do they send you a proof, like something that you can approve it?
Yeah, before you set your prices in stone, you do have the option to order author copies and review everything and make your edits before you even make the book live. Because you can even set it up now. Say, for instance, since my book's coming out in November, you can have it set up now to where it could be available for pre-order up until November, but you can still make edits and everything up until the end.
Nice. So the pre-orders is just giving you a taste of like how much money you can actually make from just the pre-orders alone.
Yeah, because like I said, once you get everything together, they give you the print costs and everything right then and there. So you already know like what your minimum cost can be and what your range or what they recommend it should be.
That's hard. Like, I don't know why more people not writing books, but I guess it's not popular. It's not a popular thing because a lot of people don't like reading and writing, unfortunately. But just the sit back, it's the sit back for me, because I'm at the age now where I want passive income. I want more passive income because I want to free up my time of using, exchanging my time for money. So this is a great way to make some passive of income, y'all. Let me see. I want to click on this. We're going to talk more about the book publishing, self-publishing books. This really just takes it to a whole nother level because, again, you don't have to deal with just trying to find a book deal. You control everything yourself, basically. So you running your own business.
Basically, that's how they set it up.
Yes. So we have we just gonna talk about the difference between traditional publishing and self-publishing real quick, and then you give me your opinion. So the rights. Traditional publishing, which we talked about a little bit earlier, the publisher has the rights to your book deal. Exact conditions depend on the publisher. Versus the self-publishing, you keep all of your rights. So kind of touch on that, like why you went the self-publishing route when it comes to rights.
I think just like with anything, but like what you just described, the traditional way is just like working at a job.
Yes.
And the way I am, I'm not the type of person that can depend on people for their livelihood.
Yes, yes.
And somebody giving me orders and telling me what I can and can't do and this, that, and the other.
When you can take off and when you know.
Especially when you don't pay my bills and put food on my table, I ain't going for none of that. So, and like I said, I was already in that mindset to switch to entrepreneurship anyway, so it was like, might as well.
Yes. Okay, and then royalties, we talked about this, but you can go deeper if you want. Traditional publishing get around 10%, depending on the publisher in the country, and then self-publishing get around between 60 and 70, depending on the store. On this Publish Drive, for anybody who want to check it out, go to publishdrive.com. They talk about how you can make money writing a book. You get 100% self-publishing. That's what they say on Publish Drive. Mm-hmm. So can you just touch bases a little bit more on the royalties part and just how you feel about that?
I would say the royalty part, like I said, I mean, the numbers explain themselves. You know, you, at a company, you're getting less than what you should be getting, but you by yourself, you know, you get more, but that just goes to the tax purposes side of things. The more money you make, the more taxes you got to pay.
Yeah.
So that's really the only difference to me.
Okay. And then the decision. So on the traditional side, there's teams that make most of the decisions. On the self-publishing side, you making all the decisions yourself, from the cover design to promotional tactics. Do you want to talk more about like how you came up with your cover design and then how you promote?
My cover design, it was more so, you know, we always get that angry black man stigma. So that's where more so the line came from. We always gotta fight to do what we gotta do.
Yeah.
So, and shout out to Larry Dynasty Essen on Facebook.
Shout out.
As well.
He in Memphis. Okay.
Yeah. So he
good money,
all
baby.
Of my cover designs, like literally every one of them.
How did you find him?
My cousin, actually the one that does tattoos in Memphis. I wanted him to do it. But he was like, nah, cuz I got my cousin, you know, he can get you together more so than I could. So I said, hey, send him my information, man. We've been picked up since then.
So on when you came up with your cover design, because I see it's a picture of you, half of your face, and then half of a lion with like blood coming out of his eyes. Mm-hmm. So when y'all collabed, like, did you give him like an idea of how you wanted it to look?
Yeah, I gave him an idea, and even with my other books as well. Like I just gave him an idea, and he pretty much just took off. Like I didn't give him I need it this way, that way, or that other this way. This how I want it.
I like that. I like that. Okay, so timing. On the traditional side, publishing a book can take up to 2 years. You may have to wait even longer to publish the next one. But on the self-publishing side, you launch your book within months and you can publish the next one as soon as you want. So just go a little bit into the timing part. How much? What's the benefits, pros, and cons?
I think timing, like I said, when you doing it the traditional way, you on somebody else's timeline. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if you ain't got it done by this day, hey, you pretty much messing with your livelihood.
Yep.
But on the self-publishing side, it's like, whatever your vision is how it's going to turn out. Like I said, I could have done, every book in that series within, 3 years back to back to back. But mm-hmm. I paced myself because, like I said, I have life going on outside of writing books. So. And
that's the whole purpose of the self-publishing. Yep. You do it when you want. Mm-hmm. So I like that. Okay, and the last one here, it says getting it published. It's on the traditional side, it's challenging to get published in a sea of competition. Publishers face countless book proposals, like trying to get a deal with a publisher. Mm-hmm. But on the self-publishing side, anyone can get published. Your success depends on how well you reach your market. Mm-hmm. So for anybody who want to write a book, what would you, just like some motivation, or what would you tell them?
I would say, first off, ask what your intentions are for writing the book and who you want to reach. Are you writing the book to inspire people, or are you writing the book just to make money?
Okay.
And pick a topic that people want to read about.
Yeah.
Like I say, it's a lot of things about it. Just say taxes, for instance. There's a lot we don't know about taxes. So if somebody write a legit book about taxes, how many people you gonna think, especially business owners, gonna go get that book?
I definitely just picked up a tax book.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Hey,
That's
like
true.
I said, it's all about you, really.
Yeah.
It falls on you at the end of the day.
I think with me, like if I was to write a book, it's definitely gonna be something of my expertise. Mm-hmm. And I think people can appreciate it because of the way that I break it down in layman's terms, mm-hmm. versus like other books you gotta use a dictionary to what do that mean, where I can break it down. It don't gotta be a thick book. Mm-hmm. It could just be simple, straight to the point, getting it out there. Mm-hmm. Let's see what else we got on here. So if you could just break it down for people who just now getting on here, just the process. You ain't got to go deep into detail, but just the process from start to it landing. Like if I go on Amazon and buy it, but from start with you self-publishing to when it gets to the consumer. If you could just break down the process a little bit. Okay. Step by step.
Okay. First thing, you got to get everything set up in their system, set your prices and all that. Once you get all that verified, you get your author copy. You like your author copy, then you can set it live. They'll ask you or send you an email to have you verify that you do approve of it. Okay. And once it's approved, you can make it live or set it to make it live at a later date. And then after that, it's pretty much, hey, I got this such and such book on Amazon. Is how you going,
right?
You
how
want the
you
link
market?
or,
yeah,
and that's pretty much where you go. You either, you can advertise on Facebook or social media. You can do, make your own flyers or book tours and signings and all that, or just go around any event, have a little business card like, hey, this is what I got going on in my book. This way you have a little QR code on there. Scan, that's where you get my book at.
Nice. I want to help you get into more conferences and stuff that way, because a book is something like it's a takeaway. You know what I'm saying? So after you done spoke and people feeling your vibe and you motivating them and all of that, and then the book is just a takeaway. Like, oh my God, I just met Keith, and the experience just blew me away, and it's something I could take home and always go back and reference to.
Oh yeah. Like I said, it's we shy away from reading because it's not. We live in a society today
it's not sexy. Reading is not sexy.
And it's like you're supposed to be always on the go. And who sits still long enough to even read? You barely want to read a text message. Call me. That's how most people, they want to talk on the phone. They don't want to text or send emails. So it's like, hey, just trying to get people back into reading and researching life for themselves. That's all.
Yeah. I like that. I like when people want to create books for us where, like, because like you said, reading, most people don't want to read. Reading not really sexy. That's something we talked about with Freeway Ricky Ross when, he talked about his book because he published a book too. And again, it was his takeaway. We know his story. He came on and told his story. Now we got his takeaway. But I like how when publishers think about their audience, like, you put yourself in their shoes. Would you want to sit and, you know what I'm saying, read a bunch of jumbled words, bunched up words? Like, you want to kind of get to the point and you want to be straightforward. That's what I like about your books, because it's straight to the point, straightforward. You know what I'm saying? Easy to read, not too many words on the page where you get discouraged, like, So I definitely get it. I think would you ever think about tapping into like the children books market?
Yeah, I would, because I truly believe that the children are the future. So that's what we need to be investing in, especially the older we get. Because like I said, a lot of us growing up, we was taught, having such and such was the definition of success.
Yeah.
People we was taught that to place place success on how much materialistic things that you have.
Yeah.
When in actuality, like how Granny and Grandpa raised you, that foundation, that love, that
Yes.
honesty, that honor, that commitment, that respect. And it's like, that's what we need to go back to.
Nice.
We ain't gonna survive without it.
Right. Do you have any kids yourself, Keith?
Not biologically, but I do, like cousins, step kids of people I've dealt with over the years, and it's like that's what I do this for.
That's
like,
what's
even
up.
Though, like I said, I don't have any biological children. I got kids though.
Right. You definitely raising them. Raising somebody with your work, and you leaving work and and setting an example. Because I know people who doing stuff, but I don't know too many book authors. And that's really unique. It's a unique thing because most of our people, we want to be rappers, entertainers, or we want to be athletes. But y'all sleeping on books. You ain't even got to do nothing for real. This easy money.
It definitely ain't nothing wrong with being a rapper, an athlete, or a doctor, or nothing like that. But it is other avenues out there.
Yes. I think we just jump into that automatically thinking like that's the only way.
Like I said, that's what we taught. That's what they put on TV. Like, hey, as long as you got this and living like this, hey, that's what people gonna accept.
And y'all sleeping on the self-publishing though. Y'all straight sleeping on this. How we letting that get past us? That's hilarious. Is it anything else you want to touch on as far as books? I'm looking at my notes too to see if it's something that we didn't talk on. But what kind of books do you want to see more of?
I would say I know more financial education books.
Okay.
So we definitely need that financial literacy for sure.
Yeah.
But just more books getting people back to focusing and loving more on themselves unconditionally.
Yeah.
Like, cause we get outside and get around other folk and we let their standards and their opinions, dictate our
That's
life.
facts, especially with social media.
And it's like people we trying to compare people who really probably ain't even living that exact lifestyle. Cause like I said, most artists these days, most of their lives are financed. Like they don't own most of those assets. But don't get me wrong though, it's a few of them out there that do, but majority of them they like finance. So it's like, why you comparing yourself to them? They just as fucked up as you are.
They out here living on a loan. So what I think, you know what, Keith, and it's just my suggestion, I'm not saying you have to do it. I think you would kill the audiobook market because you have the voice for it. Like I can sit up here and listen to you talk about self-love and loving each other, supporting each other. I think you should tap into that.
I'll get back into it. I gotta sit still long enough to do it first. Cause like how my life's set up right now, like my days normally start about, I normally wake up between midnight and 2 in the morning. I probably lay down 9, 10 o'clock at night. So it's just like that's what comes with entrepreneurship. So if you ain't ready for that type of lifestyle, hey, don't dig into it.
Not for real though. And then I feel like with entrepreneur, a lot of people get it twisted because it takes years for you to actually like get off the ground. Like after doing the groundwork, you gotta put in the work. A lot of people don't want to put in the work; they want it handed to them. So it's just one of them things. And then like, especially since the pandemic, it's been a whole new entrepreneur vibe. Everybody want to be a boss and everybody want to just say they got a business and stuff like that. But I'm starting to see most of those pandemic businesses fall off.
And one thing I do want to touch on that is like when you get into entrepreneurship on the legal side of things, you dealing with the state and the feds.
Facts.
So it really ain't no different than running the streets. So you literally playing with your life.
Only difference, like, you won't be too quick to get locked up. But Uncle Sam, your uncle them gonna want his money.
Oh God,
that's the only part you gotta you gotta keep up with your taxes.
The IRS definitely defines the definition of gangster, boy. I promise.
Facts. Facts. But I'm learning, like, the more you have, the more assets and stuff, you get more things that you can write off and offset taxes. So it really gets deep. And that's why I always stress, like, when somebody want to be an entrepreneur, learn the business so that you can know how to avoid your taxes. There's nothing wrong with avoiding taxes, but if you flat out just don't want to pay your taxes, that's against the law. But learning how you can avoid taxes with credits, deductions, that's completely legal. That's how you play the tax game.
Yep.
So
All the way.
you want to know the business, baby. Good money, baby. Bag talk, right? So, Keith, what you like about bag talk? I just wanted to ask.
Hey, man, it's just the personality for me. Like I said, you always been that uplifting type of energy, and you, like I said, you get straight to the point. You direct, you open, and you want the truth, you want the real. That's it, and that's all you should want for anybody. Be themselves.
Yeah, I want to put the real out there. I want to put the information out there. I'm credible to put the information out there. When it comes to school, experience, licenses, certificates, I'm credible. So I feel like I'm one of the people who could actually put the information out there. I'm trustworthy. Even if I say something and it's wrong, I'm going to come back and say, hey, that was wrong. Look, y'all don't do that shit. So I've always been known to be that type of person. And I definitely want to just attract more serious people, more people who actually doing things, more people who curious on how to do things and do things the right way. I know we was just talking about earlier before we even went on, we were just talking about how, like, our people got it hard because we got to worry about, the racism that still exists, and we got to worry about our own people that's like messing it up for us. Like, when it come to business and stuff, how can we trust one another? So Keith, touch a little bit on that, because I know you're very passionate about just supporting other businesses, people who trying to do something righteous and positive. How do you feel about us working with one another when it comes to business? Because a lot of us, we scared to work, and that's how we go into other communities. But the money not circulating between each other, so kind of touch on that.
Hey, and it's hard, because once you get into entrepreneurship, you'll realize, like, people tell you back in the day that business ain't personal. Business is personal, because that's how you feed your family. That your entire lifestyle depends on your business when you're an entrepreneur. So it's like, man, just trusting somebody with your livelihood and going into business with them, like, their decisions ultimately fall back on you. So it's like you gotta be real particular.
You gotta vet them.
Yeah, and it's like it's hard.
It is,
and like the way the economy set up nowadays, like it's a dog eat dog world out there still.
Yeah,
but, I mean, until we change who we are and start trusting ourselves more. Hey, that's the only way it's gonna change.
That's why I feel like you can do an audio book, because I feel like you can get people together, Keith. Like, you ain't even got it. It's just the mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you could speak more into people's mindset and us doing the right thing, us doing right by one another, like, I feel like you could change the future. You can mold how we operate.
I gotta sit still long enough to do it. That's all.
I know. But them times when you wake up 2-3 in the morning, get on I feel like you should look into that audio. Because I'm sure all you got to do is just grab your phone and speak into it. You know what I'm saying?
I said, it ain't hard, because like I said, I got a background in music engineering, so I know the system and the process of getting everything set up is just getting the equipment. That's all.
Touch on that too, because you did mention that you went to Nelly School when it was here. So kind of speak on that, how you experienced the value you got up out of it.
Oh man, I loved it while I was there. Like I said, I learned. They taught you the hands-on side, actually doing the engineering and the beat making and producing, but they also taught you the business side as well, as far as the songwriting, the royalties, the copyrights, and everything that comes along with it. So it was like the program was amazing. And it was just like, hey, it was sad to see them go.
How long were they out? Was it like a couple years?
I think so, because I know before I went, they were already open about at least 3 or 4 years.
Okay. So, and that was through ITT or
Vatterite.
Vatterite. Okay. Yeah, that was a nice program. When it first came out, I didn't attend or sign up or anything, but I thought that was a great opportunity for people at that time.
I learned a lot while I was there.
Yeah.
And they really teach you, like, they get you certified in they taught you how to get certified in Pro Tools and everything. And like I said, they taught you how to make making beats in FL from scratch.
Yeah.
And it's a few of them that's still out there making videos. Wayne Adams, Carl Napa.
Okay.
And,
shout out.
Lauren Davis. It's a few of them still out there working in their own little areas, but they getting it together still.
Nice.
Still giving back.
Nice. So explain to the people how important it is to like self-educate and, take it upon yourself to get certified in your field or your industry.
It's very important because it's like, don't get me wrong, you got mentors that been in the game, 20, 25 years, but at the same time, the society and the economy we live in and now, things change. We're a technology-based society now, so a lot of them don't want to switch with the time, but they have to in order to survive or depend on somebody else to do it, and who you really want to depend on with your livelihood once again.
Facts. Yeah, a lot of this stuff has just become really hands-on, so it's really no excuse for, why you're not doing what you want to do. And then I know we were speaking on teams, how like, nowadays you need a team. We can't really do everything on our own, man. Like, we just got to get to the point where we accept it. And everybody could get paid off of just working with one another and working. Like I said, I'm willing to partner up with people, be a silent partner, you know what I'm saying? Send money your way. We breaking bread together. So that's what my focus is on right now, just building that team or like that select group of people, solid group of people where like we could make money together. We could send each other stuff. Hey, do this. How much would you charge me to do this? I'm still getting paid, you getting paid, and then it's just like a revolving or recycled clientele.
Well, that's how it's supposed to be.
Nice. We've been on here 46 minutes. That was fast. The show normally the show normally lasts for an hour. So, but we've been on here for 46 minutes. Y'all can follow the Bag Talk podcast on iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and Spotify. So make sure y'all follow Bag Talk. I'm also on YouTube, so you can subscribe. Oops, what'd I do? You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you'll see the video on there. I'll upload it later on today.
Definitely don't stir and tag
yes, because I know a lot of people want to know how to make money from publishing books. Like, this the lick. I'm finna be working on my book, y'all, and I'm gonna be calling Keith. Like, Keith, what you think about this?
Hey, and advice is free, services cost.
Okay, yes, I like that. But we collab, you know what I'm saying? I always shoot people your way on other stuff. What else you working on, Keith? Not outside of books.
Actually, like I said, I've had my LLC for the past almost 2 years now. Okay. So that's mainly my primary focus, and I do a lot of same day deliveries, and I'm contracted with my dad doing lawn care. He handles all the phones and estimates and everything, so you have to contact him directly. But I just keep myself open. And you mentioned earlier, I'm getting back into taxes, getting back into that.
Nice.
Too, and it's just, just trying to take care of everything.
That's what's up. I ain't got no problem with a black man doing positive legal things to feed his family, to feed his future, to pave a way for himself. I have absolutely no problems with that, period. You ain't in nobody's way. You doing your own thing. You pretty much out of the way. And that's what I admire about a book writer, because you pretty much put up. Like, you don't have to be out in the open writing a book. Like I said, well, like we spoke on earlier, you could probably do more marketing and stuff like that. But outside of that, you don't really have to be in nobody's face. You just getting the work done, putting a book out there for people to buy. So that's amazing. I just want to give you your flowers now, because
definitely appreciate it.
That's raw. Like, that's a whole different lane. Real talk. I really admire that for sure.
Definitely appreciate it.
Yeah. So, let me see. I got a few people watching. Nobody really got no questions because they're more interested in just listening on how to publish a book. So Keith, he's gonna look into audiobooks. Y'all let me know. Can y'all imagine hearing Keith, just his voice, talk about empowerment and how y'all need to get y'all shit together. I can hear Keith now.
Trust and believe. Hey, I hold myself accountable as well. So while y'all get y'all shit together, I'm getting my shit together too.
Period. And we gonna keep researching on how we can just improve and tweak on that, because again, nobody is perfect. Nobody has it all together. Nobody has all the knowledge. That's not what we're saying by far at all. The whole idea is to work as like a collaborable, what's the word? We want to collaborate, right? We want to collaborate. My bad, y'all. We want to collaborate, work as a community, push positivity in books. We want to bring back reading, because reading could be sexy. We got to make reading sexy, because, you know, a lot of people think that's lame, which I think that's lame to think that reading is lame, because all the information in the book, your mind be blown.
Fact. And honestly, I do want to be honest, a lot of the raw information that I learned over my life experience came from people that society looks down upon.
Explain a little bit more on that.
You know, a lot of people, they'll just look at me, for instance. I walk in the room just like this, tattoo covered up. Most people would assume that I'm a drug dealer, I guarantee you. But like you just said, you just explained, I got about 3 or 4 streams of income, and majority of that, you know, came from the work I put in for myself.
Keith making that quiet money with these books. That's that quiet money, boy.
Hey, I'm telling you, man, it's just, change life. Just be open to it. That's it.
Yeah.
You ain't even got to put like you see, I don't put as much emphasis as I could into it, but just imagine.
Right.
You know, if I did.
Yes. That's the part I'm getting to. Yeah. Like, just imagine if you really did more interviews like this, if you did some book signings, book tours, even collaborated with other people, like conferences where you're like a guest speaker or something like that. It's getting your name out there. It's getting your work out there, and people gonna remember, like, damn, this Keith, he do this, he do that. He's very positive.
Hey, but I like to be put up.
Fact. And it ain't nothing wrong with that, because you come out when it's necessary. It ain't like I was saying, you put up, you out of the way, making your silent book money. Like, bruh, this is
hey, this is for all of us to get. That's it. That's why we on here today, bag talking, to share with y'all. Hey, this free game right here.
Free game. How you can get 70% publishing off your work. You know what I'm saying? I don't know too many people who getting 70% of anything off of anything. You know, most labels, I don't know.
Yeah, they want it all, a majority.
Yeah.
They had a bare minimum.
So, like, I really think the publishing game is just like the publishing game in the music. Publishing on books, it's the same thing, because it's your art, it's your intellectual property. I don't think in St. Louis or East St. Louis, intellectual property is as popular. And that's where a lot of people get their art and stuff taken or stolen, because they're not really.
Like you said, this is not a popular market. So
it's not.
We're not expected to make it from here.
Right.
Like, staying here and actually making it from here, we're not expected to do that. We expected to have to leave to get a fan base outside.
Yeah, you know, that's what it's seeming like, Keith. Yeah.
But you ain't got to. Like I said, it's money out here just like that.
You can still be in St. Louis making this silent book money.
Build it up. Like, everything in the process. Even, you know, any entrepreneur will tell you got to have multiple streams of income to survive.
Facts.
And America, just in general, is built for capitalism. Like,
facts. That's what I like about America. When you learn the game, it's pretty much up to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is land of the free for real. Yeah. I think a lot of people just get trapped in their minds, and that's what make them feel like they're limited. Like, I wouldn't want to live in no other country.
Hey. Especially these days, boy.
It's rough.
Because I promise you, I've noticed too, America is the only country that got a military base in every other country in the world.
See what I'm saying? Set up.
So, hey,
but we don't look at it like that. Exactly. Once we change our mindset and look at what we actually have, we would appreciate it more and be able to do more. Yeah. But I think, like, what TV feeds us and, radio or whatever, mainstream, they feed us that we're limited. Like we touched bases on earlier. We got to be a rapper. We got to be an entertainer, athlete in order to make money. But y'all, again, sleeping on this silent money, baby, because
it ain't quick. It's guaranteed.
Hey, slow and steady wins the race. I don't think I would want it quick. Like, I don't think I would want to blow up quick. I'd be scared.
Yeah, the quicker you get it, the quicker you lose.
I would be hella scared. I want to take my time so I can learn the ins and outs as I'm moving along. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, love, I filed bankruptcy in 2020. And, like, even to the position I am now, I was in the same position back then. I'm at now, I'm in the same position I was when I filed bankruptcy. But the only difference, I got multiple streams of income to balance me out.
That's good. That's important.
Right, and I learned from filing bankruptcy over the years. Like, so if it did ever happen again, no, I ain't got to file bankruptcy again. I can stick and move.
Yeah.
Just get to it. That's it.
So you not putting all your eggs in one basket. You able to...
never know.
Yeah, you really don't ever know. COVID showed us that. Like, you really never know. And the thing about this quiet money, baby, during COVID, you ain't doing nothing, so you gonna order a book. Like, that is brilliant. That's genius.
Like touching on COVID and make you stay in the house. What you gonna do in the house? Find a book?
Facts. That's genius. That is genius, Keith. So I want to big you up on that. Congratulations on everything you got going on. I already know you're going to be successful. You are successful.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you made this happen. It was a thought in your mind, an idea. You wrote your own thoughts on a piece of paper, and you figured out a way where you could make the most out of your product, of your own product. So that's a blessing.
Honestly, writing it was therapy for me as well.
I love it. I love it.
Every poem I put on paper, I couldn't recite it to you. Like, any poem you can give me a name of, I couldn't read it off to you right now and tell you what it say. But once I write and put it on paper, that's it. That's all. I let it go.
Like a freestyle. Freestyling on paper and just submitting it, like pushing it out.
What it's gonna be.
Hey, you dropping these mugs like a mixtape.
Hey, like I said, even in the book, you'll see I hold myself accountable.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't no short stopping either. Like, I got flaws as well. Like, ain't nothing perfect about me, but shit, I'm learning every day.
Yeah.
I'm getting to it every day. I fuck up too.
Yeah.
Like, but
we all do.
Yep.
We want to learn from our fuck ups and mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And other people's.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm talking about, like I said earlier, hey, it ain't nobody that you can't learn from. Even if they talking bullshit normally on the regular, you can at least learn from their mistakes.
That's what's up. And people normally put their mistakes in a book so you can sit down and take it in and read it. What kind of books do you like reading, Keith?
Reality, something I can relate to.
Yeah.
That's even with music. Like, the only music I can listen to is that old school R&B.
I like. They ain't making R&B. Do R&B exist anymore?
There's a few artists out there that's still making it, but it not on a regular.
Hey, I like R&B. I missed R&B. Because it just make you kind of like slow down and take things in versus like our new rap music is on the go, it's like fast food music. And
that's what's being fed to the kids though.
Yeah.
That's what they striving for. But we gotta be different. That's the only way.
Do they still put the parental advisory sticker on music? I don't think I've seen that in a minute.
It's digital, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, you have to, like I said, go Spotify, Apple Music, check them out, see if it's still on there on one of the albums or something. But I'm not sure. Yeah,
that's a good. That's something to think about. Because I only said that because you said is they pushing it to the kids. Because I know when we were kids, they had a parental advisory sticker on ours, so it lets you know like your parents have to approve you listening to this music.
Well, yeah, I think you gotta set it up now to have that parental advisory on there.
You have to.
You have to set it up. The parent have to set it up.
Oh, the parent does.
The parent
okay.
has to set it up and then control. I think you control how the hourly limit that they use it and all.
Yeah. So. What do you think? Let me see. We got a couple more minutes left on here. What do you think? What kind of books do you think people like want? So we see what kind of music, what kind of artists that people want, because for real, it's the people choice at this point. What kind of books do you, and you ain't got to agree with it, but what kind of books do you think will be popular for people to?
I think it's really wherever you at in life. Because a lot of people, they may want that urban feel to get that touch. Some people may want spirituality. Some people may just want self-help. Mm-hmm. But it's just really where you at in life to depend on what book you going to like and actually sit down and take the time to read.
Yeah.
But like anything, if you truly want it, you're going to put the work in to do
Facts.
it.
So. You are. That's what's up. You got anything, lasting thoughts or anything you want to put out there, Keith, before we get out here?
Thoughts, probably, like I said, man, just take it a day at a time. Because, like I said, we all going through it out here. Shit, ain't nobody short-stopping. We all fucked up. We all trying to get through it. We all trying to strive and make $1 out of 15 cents. So,
yes.
Man, just take care of the people you can. And the other ones, if they putting in the work, they'll get it. If they ain't, that's on them too.
I feel like if life was so easy, it would be boring. Yeah, like, you don't have no challenges, nothing, no hurdles to get over. That's kind of boring to me.
You can't grow.
Yeah, you can't grow. That's true. So, yeah, this has been another Bag Talk with your girl, Dime. I got Keith Brockman in the building, baby. Casper Bones. Bones. I keep messing that up because I'm so used to calling
everybody
him Keith.
Do. It's okay. It's just all right.
So yeah, if y'all interested, go to Amazon and get his book Straight from the Heart. We just talked about how could you make money off publishing books, and I wanted to get somebody in here who actually doing it, and he broke down the process. Y'all might want to run this back if you interested, and it's actually a great way to make some passive income. You running your own business as a self-published author. It's not too technical like other businesses that you could take on. So I like that part. I like the fact that it's like silent money. Like,
yeah, and I think they actually
making money in your sleep, baby.
I also think Amazon offers like advertising and marketing packages as well to go along with it.
See, Amazon that deal.
Yeah, that's why I say one-stop shop. Boy,
yes.
The world, boy.
I love it. I need to hook up with Amazon because they do everything. You just you submit your paper, you submit your art, and then Amazon puts this book together for you, baby, for your customers. So, and you get paid. You keep 70% of your, up to, not, what is it, 60 to 70%?
Yeah, 67% of your
royalties.
And that's including, after the printing costs and the breakdowns and their splits and all that, you still get that 70% profit.
And that's a lick, baby. Who's sleeping on this? So I love the fact that Keith created his own lane. I don't know too many people who writing books, but it's something to think about, y'all. If y'all just thinking of other ways you want to make passive money, and just something to be creative, putting your own thoughts, because everybody is a philosopher these days. So why not make a book or create a book, baby, where people could go buy your philosophy? If they buying into what you saying, your mindset, what you talk about, then they could buy your book. And how much is this book, Keith, or how much are your books normally?
I think since they, like I said, they done raised the cost on everything, so I think that book specifically is about printing, I think about $10, and the ebook is $5. Okay. So whatever the price is for the print on any of my books, the ebook is half of that.
Oh, okay. Nice. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Keith, for coming in and joining me.
I appreciate the invite.
Hey, we gonna do some work in the future. I already know we talked earlier about some other stuff behind the scenes, but I definitely want to bring you back on to talk more about books, because I think that's a great thing.
Like I said, let me know when you're ready. Like I said, my latest book, the very last installment, Straight from the Heart 3, will be released November 9th, 2023. Which is also my 30th birthday.
Yay! Happy pre-birthday in advance. That's awesome. That's just a great goal for you to say, like, my 30th birthday, I released another book. That's tight. Like I love it.
Success is different for everybody.
It is.
$1 million may be successful for one person, but a 6-figure salary and your family good may be successful another. So
yeah,
it's all about you.
It is. It really is. And living within your means and not trying to keep up with the Joneses, which we always talk about that on Bag Talk. So just having your own identity. And I think this is great. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. Make sure y'all follow the podcast on iHeartMusic. iHeartRadio. I always mess this up. iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and Spotify. So y'all follow the podcast. Y'all can go listen to the audio if you want to. Follow us on YouTube. And that's pretty much it.
Oh, yeah,
Good money, baby.